Let's talk paid model jobs. This is day 12 of the Getting Booked by Fashion Week challenge. I'm Lola Chél. Let's talk about it. This is my favorite subject. 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 So I do have to say, even though I'm teaching you what I teach busy women that helps them get back into modeling and book paid model jobs, if you want to know how specifically you can book paid model jobs with this system, put the word Fashion Week in the comments below or DM us the word Fashion Week. Let's hop on a sales call and actually get you a paid model job. Okay. If you're new here, I'm Lola Chél. I'm an internationally working multi-agency represented full-time model, and I coach busy women just like you on how to get back into modeling and book paid modeling jobs. So if you're into that, follow for more. By the end of this chat, you will have a very clear understanding of the exact steps you need to take in order to apply for paid model jobs, no matter where you are or who you are. So get your pencil, get your paper, and make sure if you haven't already, go back and watch day 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? Because if you do not understand those elements, nothing I'm telling you right now will actually work for you. If you have no idea why you're modeling, you won't know what paid model jobs to go after. If you don't know what type of modeling you're doing, you won't know which jobs to go after. If you don't know where you're located and what works there, you won't know what jobs to go after. If you don't know your rates, you won't know what jobs to go after. If you don't have your digitals, you won't be able to apply to the jobs. If you do not have social media or your portfolio or paid model bag, you will not be able to execute what I'm telling you about paid model jobs. And I'm so adamant about this because so many models will tell me, oh my gosh, I just need to know where the jobs are. I just need to know where the modeling jobs are. I just need to know where the modeling jobs are, as if Google is not free. You can very easily get on Google right now and Google paid model job sites and figure it out. And do you know what you're going to figure out when you do this process? It was never about knowing where the paid model jobs are, right? Because on every single site that has a paid model job, there's already models on there that know the jobs are there that are not booking them. So if it just needed to be you knowing where they were in order for you to book them, you would have booked them, but you don't, right? Because if you did not go through all those other 11 days, it does not matter how many modeling jobs you find. You will not have the materials necessary to not only show what you do well and why they should work with you, but actively apply in a way where a client will understand the value you bring to the job and that you're the perfect fit. Got to get that out of the way because fun fact, I've been modeling for over a decade. I've been coaching in this university and teaching busy women and models like you in this university for over 5 years. And there was a good 2 to 3 year streak where everybody's number one complaint is just where are the modeling jobs? I just need to know where they are. And even when I came out with a whole masterclass that laid out paid model job sites, it did not actually impact how many jobs they booked. Nobody booked more jobs just because they knew where the paid model jobs were, right? Why? Because if you cannot tell people what you do well and why they should work with you, it will not matter that you found their job. They will not book you. So with that disclaimer out of the way, here's the process that I normally take my models through in order for them to pay Peter Piper picks a peck of pickled peppers, a peck of pickled peppers, Peter Piper picked, and Peter Piper picks a peck of pickled peppers. Where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? This is the process that I teach models that I work with hands-on on how to actually book paid modeling jobs. Can you tell I've been talking to models all day? Can you tell I've been coaching all day? Can you tell I've been getting some models some money all day? My brain, my vocabulary, fleeting, but the process still remains. Number one thing that we do, first and foremost, is I take them through a whole 1 hour masterclass of them seeing me apply to paid modeling jobs. They actually go with me for an hour. They can speed it up so it's like 30 minutes, right? They see me go through a dozen model job sites. I start with the ones that you have to pay in order to be on. I show them how, like, I have my filters, the jobs that I'm seeing, and these jobs are paying like thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars. I'm finding them, I'm showing them how I'm applying to them. I'm showing them the scripts that I use for the submissions that are out of my area. I'm showing them the photos that I include for my portfolio that make it very easy for a client to tell that I can do this job. I go through all of that with the models, right? So they go through that process with me. They see me sit down and for an hour straight go through these paid model job sites, right? That's what I'm doing. on day 12 when I work with a model one-on-one. Day 12, they are seeing me go through each platform. And what they're seeing is the type of jobs that each platform has. Why? Because every platform is not for every model. Every platform is not for every model. Depending on where you are located, depending on the type of modeling you do, it's going to determine which platform is going to work best for you. Okay? They already know what type of modeling I do. They know the areas I'm comfortable working in. Like, they understand that, because when I'm working with them one-on-one, I'm using not only myself as the template for like how I applied this to my career and then how they can do it for themselves, right? But by the time we start talking about paid modeling jobs, they're seeing why we put together the portfolio. They're seeing why my Instagram the way it is. They're seeing why I have my model backpack the way I do. They're seeing why I pick those rates. Like, they're seeing it in real time. And so as they're watching me apply to the different jobs on these different sites, they're seeing what type of jobs are on these platforms, and they're seeing if there are opportunities in their area. That is what they are seeing on day 12 when I'm working with them one-on-one. Okay? Seeing is believing. Hi to everybody who's joining us live, right? Seeing is believing. If you can see that there is no grand mystery, there's no, vendetta against you, if you don't have an agency, if you can actually see that a average person can go on these sites, set the filters, and I teach every single one of my models how to set filters so they only see the jobs that apply to them so they can apply to jobs faster. That's a perk, right? I did that today, actually, with a couple of my models. So it's a forever thing, guys, right? They're seeing what's in those opportunities on those platforms with those filters, and they're seeing if there are opportunities there for them, right? And they're able to see which platforms they feel comfortable with, which ones they want to skip over, which ones they want to try out. After I go through all the model job sites that cost an investment, right? Because I pull back the layers. I told a model today, I said, hey, you don't need to invest in a paid model job site, one, until you feel comfortable with booking paid work off of a free site. But two, just because a paid model job site gives you a free trial and you want to be able to use the whole platform, that's not a good reason to invest in that platform. You need to make sure there's jobs that are actually there for you. You need to make sure that there is actually jobs there for you. Don't look at just what I just showed you guys for me. There's jobs there for me, and I know how to find them. When you go on these sites, you need to be able to filter through and see if they have jobs for you before you ever invest in a model job site. Because if you do that investment, and again, some platforms are worth it. I get it. But there's no reason for you to just be starting out your modeling career. There's no reason just for, you just be starting out and feel like you need to pay just to play. No. Learn how to book paid model jobs off of free sites. So when they're watching me go through this masterclass of an hour of me applying to paid model jobs, and again, it's pre-recorded so they can just speed through it in like 30 minutes, right? They're seeing the paid site so they can see what it actually looks like, what the features are, what's available there before they decide to invest in it, right? The next thing they see are all of the free sites that have paid work. All the free sites. And I think over the summer, I added like 4 new sites that are free. One of them is on Instagram, tons of paid model jobs. Another one, or the other 3 are on Instagram, but they have their own sites and they're free. So I'm literally like walking them through free sites if you want to get into modeling and acting, free sites if you want to do modeling and UGC, free sites if you want to do influencer work, like a whole list of different social media sites that you can go on that have paid jobs, like all of that I'm walking them through. At the end of that masterclass, they then have to sit down, pick at least one platform, sign up for it for free, and apply to a paid model job. Now, that's the whole process. You find the model job platforms that actually have jobs that fit you as you are and where you are. Then you find the jobs that fit you as you are and where you are. Then you apply to the jobs that fit you as you are and where you are. Do you see how simple those 3 steps were? Do you see how it was 1, 2, 3, look at me? That is literally all you're doing to apply to paid modeling jobs. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. That's what this whole talk was for. This is day 12 of the challenge. The whole reason I'm walking you guys through this conversation is so that you guys get the final day of what it takes to make money as a model. This is what I teach models and busy women when I work with them one-on-one. I take them through each of these days. And as simple as the process is of finding the sites that work for you, applying to the jobs that work for you on the sites that work for you, as simple as that is, you find the sites, you find the jobs on that site that fit you, and you apply to the job. As simple as those 3 steps are, so many models still miss it because they did not do the things that we already talked about on the other 11 days. They don't know why they're modeling. They have no idea what their goals are. They have no idea what type of modeling actually works for them. They don't know what works in their area. They have no idea what their rates are. They don't have a model bag. They don't have their model digitals. They don't have a model portfolio. They don't have a presence on social media. And yet and still they're sitting there. They might, in fact, find the sites, right? But they don't know if the sites are a good fit for them. They have no idea what jobs actually fit them rate-wise. And then on top of that, they're applying to every single job that comes their way. And then they're frustrated as to why nobody's getting back to them and nobody's booking them. And it's because they skipped over all of the other things that I taught you guys in the last 11 days. And this is why I can sit here and tell you guys exactly what I'm teaching the models that I work with one-on-one. I can sit here, and I have done that for the last 11 days. This is day 12. I've sat here and I've told you guys exactly what I've been teaching my models when I work with them one-on-one. And even with that information, the reason why you literally cannot take this and guess what? Take it and run with it and book a paid job is because I can almost guarantee that you have actually missed a step somewhere, some way, right? Whether it's you missed putting together your portfolio, you missed reaching out to somebody in your network, you missed taking your model digitals, you skipped over your model rates, you weren't comfortable in setting your goals. There's something that you avoided doing that is going to make this simple process, the process that we've been working for 12 days to get to, right? It made this simple process not possible for you to book paid work. That is literally why I coach people one-on-one. That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason. Because there's always going to come a point where you're either going to avoid doing something that you need to do for your career. You're going to choose something fun over something that's going to give you the funds. You are going to think that certain photos show you off the best and they're really your detriment. Like you're going to think that you're networking when you're really just focusing on yourself. People can see that. There's always something that you're missing that by the time you get to applying to paid jobs, even though the step is simple of identifying the sites that have paid work that fits you, finding the jobs on those sites that fit you, and applying to the jobs on those sites that fit you, even though that's a very straightforward process, if you have skipped, if you have missed, if you have avoided, if you have overlooked, if you have sidestepped anything that we've done over the last 11 days, when you get to this step, it will not work. And I'm not telling you that as somebody who's just like, oh, I've been doing this for 10 years. No, I'm telling you that as somebody who, for the first 2 years of my career, I avoided doing a lot of this stuff. And I did what the industry told me to do. I chased the agencies. I chased the exposure. I chased the runways. I paid to be represented. And all that did was leave me burnt out, broke, and really just frustrated as a model. But when I sat down and I got clear on these things, when I sat down and I got clear on these principles, these fundamentals, these core elements, I was able to build not only a modeling career that paid me, but a full-time modeling career that continues to pay me more now than it ever did before. Because of these simple pillars, these 12 days, these less than 2 weeks, build on one another and set you up for success by the time you get to paid jobs. By the time we got here, if you guys did every single thing from the past, challenge, right? If you figured out, again, like, if you're just tuning in, this is the first time, rocking with me. If you went back and looked at every single replay, you went back and did this whole challenge from start to finish, you would know why you're modeling. You would have your goals, and they would be SMART goals so that you could actually stair-step your way into success with them. You would know exactly what niches fit you as you are and where you are and will pay you. Not what you want to pay you, not what you want to do. No, what of the 20 modeling niches fits you 100% right now and will pay you. You would also know what type of market you're in. Is it primary, secondary, tertiary, remote? And what type of work works there and pays models there, right? You would understand your model rates. You would have your model bag. It would be packed. You would literally have your model digitals. You would have a model portfolio and one that's online. You would have a fully fleshed out social media that shows what you do well and why people should work with you. You would have grown your network by at least one person by now, right? And then on top of that, you would be able to identify what sites have paid model work that actually work for you. On those sites, you'd be able to see which jobs fit you 100% and will pay you. And most importantly, you'd be able to apply to those jobs and have the best opportunity to book them. That's where you would have gotten by now. And that's just off of this challenge. Shout out to Pizza, right? I don't know if that's your real name, but shout out to you. Chase the jobs and the agents will follow. And it's not even chasing the jobs. Land the jobs, and the agencies who can amplify that work will become apparent to you. So many times you guys want an agency to wave a magic wand and make you into the model of your dreams. And really, most of the agencies in today's day and age want you to come already ready. Okay? And if they don't want you already ready, it's because they want to charge you for development. And then, even then, you might still not be ready. But that's not the point. The point is, you've gotten to this point in the challenge. You should have everything that you need to not only find, but apply to and book paid modeling jobs. And if you don't, by all means, drop the word Fashion Week or DM us the word Fashion Week. Let's hop on the sales call. Let's actually put together that custom strategy for you so that you go from knowing what you should do to specifically how you should do it. And because I am so about this challenge, I'm throwing in a bonus day tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about agencies. Since so many of you guys think that you just cannot survive without one, since so many models, so many busy women are still waiting on an agency, so many models are still, holding back because they need an agency, we're going to talk about agencies tomorrow. That's going to be day 13. That's going to be your bonus day in the challenge, right? We're going to talk about agencies, okay? And y'all are going to see agencies aren't everything. Agencies amplify. 0 times a million is still 0. I'm not saying you're 0, but I want you guys to understand agencies amplify. Remember, I said that today. So when we come back on our bonus day for this challenge, day 13, bonus. Okay, we're still under 2 weeks. Bonus day. When we get to that bonus day, I want you guys to remember agencies amplify. Okay? Your homework. I want you to DM us one job that you've applied to. I don't care if you found it on social media, paid model job site, got it from your network, doesn't matter. I want you to DM us one paid model job that you were able to find and apply to. Even if you don't know if you got it or not. That's not the point. The point is to take the action of finding and applying to the paid model job. That's it. Okay? As always, love talking to you guys, love talking about this subject. Love making sure that models and busy women like you are booking. So again, if you want to take this challenge and go from just what I'm teaching you to how you can actually do it and how we can make this work for you, I'm only a DM away. DM the word Fashion Week. Let's hop on a sales call. Let's make it happen. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow as we talk about agencies. So you can remember that they do what? They amplify. They're not everything, but agencies amplify. So stay tuned for that. Can't wait to see your homework, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.